Black Ops, Tactical Espionage Wargaming by good old Guy Bowers. Brace yourself for the most dangerous wargaming series on this or any other tubes. In our last episode, the good guys, that's these glow-in-the-dark fellers right here, were able to prevent the horrible, terrible, very bad, no good citizens of their country from stealing very important documents. Today, good old Ray Guitard is going to flip the script. He is the ace, and he and his 5 federal SWAT thugs are busting up the terror cell composed of people. Let me give you some stats here real quick. We are, of course, playing Black Ops. It's going to be a stealth mission. Ray Guitard has 4s across the board. 4 up is what he rolls to succeed because he has body armor. He's also carrying a personal defense weapon. He actually has a nice Uzi for that 1980s action movie aesthetic. He's backed up by 5 thugs. Now, they shoot, fight, and have a dedication of 4, but they are tough, and they are wearing body armor, so their saves are on 3s. It's going to take some serious shooting to put them down. They're armed with assault rifles. He is armed with that personal defense weapon, so on automatic, they fire 2 shots. He fires 3. His weapon is light. He can move and shoot without penalty. Let's take a look at those horrible, terrible, very bad, no good citizens. I don't even know why countries have those anymore. They're over here, and there they are. Look at these jerks. You can tell they're the bad guys because they're wearing red hats. These bums have the audacity, the nerve, the sheer gall to not want to become genetically modified organisms. What a bunch of bums. Hey, we've got a total of 49 points on both sides. This is Ron Wildcard. He's the leader. He's going to start on the board, but I don't know where. Remember, it's a stealth mission, so what we're going to do is we're going to place these 3 pairs of red hats as guards, and we're going to use blinds today. They're going to be the only 3 guys that are on board trying to prevent the good guys from achieving their objective, which we'll talk about when we look at the terrain. These are the reinforcements. As you can see, today we're bringing in an RPG team and a team of 3. All of these bums right here are carrying rifles, I want to say. Is it rifles? Yeah, they got 1 shot each, and they're not nearly as good. They're not well-trained. They're just citizen militias, so the mooks there are going to be shooting on 5s, fighting on 5s, dedication on 4s, and their saves are on 5s. They don't have any body armor, nothing like that. But they do have those assault rifles, which they do fire 2 shots when they're on automatic. Ron here is tough, so he saves on 4. He's shooting and fighting on 4s. And then this heavy over here, he's got a loader. Normally it takes an activation to reload this RPG. If he's got the loader with him, he can shoot and reload at the same time. If they take 1 wound, we're going to get rid of the loader, and then it's only going to be every other activation. And that'll happen on Kings. He is shooting on 5s, fighting on 5s, dedication and saves on 5s. So again, these are the mission here. Let's take a look at the terrain. The objective for today is Ray Guitard is trying to secure the intel. And for today's scenario, the intel is a Khangaskhan parent-child promo card. It's a Pokemon card worth like $130,000. These terrible people don't want to become GMOs. Since they don't want to become genetically modified organisms, you can't just let them have a bank account. So any kind of transaction they have has to be through these nefarious means, like Pokemon cards. And if Ray can get his hands on that Khangaskhan Pokemon card, they won't be able to trade it for 3D printed firearms on the dark web. So that's his goal, but where is it? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Notice that I've actually separated these guys. We've got 1, 2, 3 groups of reinforcements who do not start on the board. We have 1, 2, 3 guards that are going to be wandering around, and then you see those cards over there, 2, 3, and there's a 4. Take my word for it. There's a red 2, 3, and 4 here as well. Those guys are reinforcements on the board, but I don't know where they're coming from. So we've got 3 guards that are going to be active, and we're going to put 1 at the gate, and we're going to put 1, we want some place where he's got a nice big sight line. We're actually going to leave him right here, and we'll put this one right, where's a good place? You know, I'm thinking we'll slide that guy down, we'll slide this guy over. And then these 3 reinforcements, I don't know where they're going to be. Card 2, card 3, and card 4. Then these guys are going to come on, and I'm going to put this guy on card 2 as well. So Ray and his buddy are on card number 2. Where's card number 2? I don't know. It's in here. The red 7 is going to be that intel. So the challenge for us as the players playing the good guys is going to be, we're going to put a card here. Let's put one. Let's put one in the helipad. We'll put one in the fuel truck. One in this plane. Oh, maybe they're flying it out. We'll put one over here by the dumpster. And then we've got one more card. Let's go ahead and put it over here. What do you think? Over here or over there? Let's put this one in that office, and we'll put this one over here in this office. So I've put the cards kind of, dumpster there, helicopter, airplane, and then what about this one? We'll put this one in this truck, okay? So those are the 6 locations. 3 of those locations have guards in them. One of them has the intel. If you can find the Pokemon, you can stop the Red Hats. Where do they want to come in? Bear in mind that these 2 reinforcement groups, 3 riflemen and the guy with the RPG, they can come on they're going to come on a random table edge, not the edge they come on. So where do they want to come in? I think we want to come in on this side. There's 2 intel. We can sweep those 2 real quick. And we've got a little bit of cover for hopscotching our way over to check these 2. To start the game, the boys in black appear on the board. They have stealthily snuck their way up, and they have arrived in such a manner that the guards do not have line of sight. Remember, facing matters. This guard is looking down the road. This guard was looking this way. This guard was looking that way. That means that nobody has a line of sight. We're going to shuffle the cards. And as you can see, we've got a pretty broad sweep here. Couple of guys up there, a couple here with Ray is down in the center of the board, and then this guy over here over the fence. And that is because the strategy will be to move him over, jump the fence, and he can kind of watch this whole side of the board for those reinforcements. The first activation is going to be Ron, who is off board. He's just snoring in the office. Ron's second card goes. Then it's the Joker, so that's not going to be anything. And finally, Ray gets to go. Ray is going to move 3 inches up to this tree, and he is going to go hidden. I happen to have tokens for that. Whoop, they're hard to see. Get it? And that's all for this turn. Then, okay, now we've got something fun to do. The red jack means the sentries have to go. We're not going to worry about this guard or the other guard who's off camera. They don't have potential line of sight. They're not within 12 inches. This guard is within 12 inches, and he has potential line of sight to both Ray and these 2 guys over here. Ray is the closest, so as Ray snuck, he might have gotten this guy's attention. We got to roll for his reaction first, so it's just a straight D6 to see what he does. And on a result of 3, he turns 90 degrees and moves 3 inches. On an even, he turns to his right. On an odd, he turns to his left and moves 3 inches. So he says, hey, what's going on over there? Yo, Cletus, I think I might have heard something. He's closer. That's it. That's all we're doing for the jacks this time around. The king means the red heavy. He's reinforcements. It doesn't apply. The black ace means Ray gets to go again. Now, if Ray does move, he's going to be moving through the open. And this guy is looking dead at him. Even though he's moving 3 inches. You know what? I forgot. Before we get to that, the guard does get to make an observation test. And that means, he says, hey, you have to make the roll. And on a 6-up, you're successful. Except that because he's hidden, it becomes a 4-up. Because it's dark, it becomes a 3-up, and because there's brush cover, it becomes a 2-up. So on anything but a 1, Ray stays hidden. Ray stays hidden. He's going to move 3 inches. Well, less than 3, actually. And because he's less than 3 inches, he's going to stay hidden. So even though that guy is looking at him, I think he can get away with that. And then Ray is done. Next up, Ray can give an order. So he can tell these guys, hey, move up towards me. The problem is if they move more than 3 inches, that's going to trigger a stealth check. They're going to have to sneak around to here. And we're going to drop a hidden on both of those guys. So he says, hey, move up. That's Ray's activation. Now that guard gets another chance to see what's going on. We're going to roll on the guard reaction table first. And that result of a 5 says he turns 90 degrees, then moves 6 inches. On the evens, he turns left. So he's going to turn to his right now, and he's going to move 3 inches, which puts him out of the line of sight of those boys. I think you can only force observation tests to guys that are in your front arc. After checking the rules, it's only models to your front arc. He's looking that way, no dice. And I think we know what these next couple of cards are going to be. Let's start with him. He's going to move 6 inches up to here. These guys are going to move 3. Well, you know what? They're going to move 3 inches to here and here. 2 models. One of them is going to move to here and go hidden. The other is going to move a full 6 inches. He did not run, so that doesn't drop a noise marker. But what that's going to allow us to do, we'll move, boy, at 3 inches. What are we going to do here? I think he's 3 inches away. We can bring this guy up to here. And we can bring this guy over to here for 3 inches. And we're done with the movement. But he can force this thing to make an observation check. Only going to be successful on a 6 up. Now, if this is a guard, because the alarm is not raised, we'll drop a new guard there, and we're going to put him facing a random direction. The trick here is, if this is the 7, they'll get it and they'll get off and they'll score the intel. The card has to roll for a 6 up because it's in the open, 5 up because it's dark, and that's it. On a 1 through 4, it fails, and he identifies what it is. It fails. He sees that it's this guard. So that guard's going to appear right in the center, and then I'm going to roll a d6, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the direction. So on a 2, he's actually facing this way. And now he will activate on the jacks. But he's still just a guard. And then Ray, this guard over here, is going to force this card to make an observation check too. And because they're so close to this, they're just hunkered down around the corner. It would be a 5 up. It's in the open, but it's nighttime. It would be a 5 up, and it fails, obviously. So number 7. The intel is in this container. They must have snuck up and peeked around the corner. So the challenge for Ray now is that the door to the container is on the opposite side. See, there's 2 of them. That's the good news. They're going to have to get in and get that intel. And he's just a little beyond 12 inches, so he's not going to be able to notice them. But he's got these 2 guards he's got to worry about. So that's where our stealth is at. That's the end of that maneuver. Oh, look, the jacks get to go again. What do we do here? We don't want to draw any attention over here. I was thinking about dropping. We're just going to turn this guy to face this way. I was thinking about leaping over the fence, but we don't want to draw any noise counters over here. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll bring this guy over 3 inches. Where does he want to hide? We're going to bring him up to here, and he's going to go hidden. So he's ready in case these guys... Well, do we want to do that? We'll hide him just right there. Because remember, he's looking in the exact right direction. We'll just stop him right there. He remains hidden, and he's ready for if they get a little frisky on the next turn. And then we can bring this guy around to the door. And then on the next turn, he can start making activation checks. I think that's it. I think that's all we want to do. He's on Overwatch, but this last card is going to be nothing. Okay, so that's the end of turn 1. Oh, it's getting so exciting. We're going to look at the battlefield from the north again. I have shuffled up the activation deck. I'll just kind of cut it one more time. Trying to show you guys that I'm keeping it as honest as possible. And on this second turn, Ray gets to go first. So Ray is going to go, basically, he's going to go on Overwatch. And I think there's he's going on, it's called Reserve. So he has an opportunity now to either move or shoot to react to things that are going on around him. And that's all he can do. The Red Jack, the guards get to go first. Now we've got 2 guards that get to go. We're going to roll for this guy first and this guy second. So we get a 4 and a 4 to see what their reaction is going to be. The result of a 4 means these guys turn 180 degrees and move 6 inches. I guess it's nothing. This guard ducks over here. This guy turns 180 degrees to face this way. And then as you can see, that 6 inches would normally carry him to the edge of our battle mat. Now, Guy Bowers says use common sense. I'm going to turn him this way to move the last ½ inch. That does put these guys into his observation arc. There's probably a chance, I tell you what we'll do, just to keep it fair. There's a chance he hits the border and goes that way. But because he's already headed this way, I think he's more likely to go that way. On a 6, I'm going to turn him the other way. There you go. So he's facing this way, and now he can say, whoa, hey, buddy, I need you to make an observation check. He is hidden and behind cover, and it's dark, so anything but a 1, he stays hidden. 4. All right, so he stays hidden, and that's all that this guard can do for this activation. The next activation is going to be the Black Jacks. All right, this thug down here is going to move 3 inches, and he's going to go hidden right there. This thug is going to use an activation to break into this office. So he opens the door, and he's now searching. This thug is going to remain hidden, and he's going to go on Reserve. On the other side of the airfield, we've got these 2 guys over here. And this one is going to move his 3 inches back around the corner, so he's not in the open anymore. And this guy is going to also go on Reserve. So if the alarm is sounded now, he has the option of running off the board or taking a shot at any guard that he can see. The next activation is going to belong to Red Joker. Well, the Red Joker is not on the board. He can't do anything. Then the Red King, likewise. Then the Black Joker. How convenient. Coming back over here, Ray is going to tell him, get the intel. So he now has the intel. Let's put a, what do I got here? This is a disguised marker. I don't use a whole lot of those, but that's going to be where the intel is. Yoink. And that's him giving this guy an order. Use your activation. Do a barrel roll. Okay, good. Look at that. We got some, how many guards do we have here? If I was smart, boy, I probably should have put him like 2 inches closer. We've got still only the 2 guards. So we'll roll for this guard over here, and we'll roll for this guard over here. And with a 1 and a 4, well, with the 4, this guy is apparently doing the cartoon thing where you just pace back and forth. 180 degrees, moving 6 inches that way. This guy, with a result of a 1, is going to, I don't think he does anything. No movement. Well, you can drift 3 inches, so we'll do that. You can drift 3 inches straight ahead. He's just going to follow this border. 1, 2, 3 to right there. Just so that he can kind of negate the brush. Oh, and then he can say, hey, I might be able to see you. Make a hide check. It's going to be a 6, 5, 4, 3 for the darkness, and no more brush. 4. He's successful. Okay. It's a 3-up. He's successful. He stays hidden. He is, oh boy, this guard here, see him right there behind a tree? He's going to be in trouble when that alarm is sound. The next activation is going to go for Ray. And what do we want Ray to do? Now, Ray loses the reserve. Anybody, is this the same turn? Yeah, it's the next turn you lose the reserves. I'll have to remember that. What do we want to do here, Ray? Ray's going to stay hidden, and he's going to sidle on up to this side of the container. That way he's ready if the alarm does get sounded. Red ace, nothing doing. Red ace, nothing doing. Red king, he's sleeping. Black jack. I think that's the game. With his activation, this guy can run 9 inches, and as you see, he's only about 6 inches away from the board edge. So he's got the Pokemon card, and he goes, and he just runs right over here, and he's off the board. And just like that, the federal agents have managed to secure the intel without any bloodshed, without any gunshots being fired. Oh, they must be so disappointed. Let's roll that D6 and find out what happens with the intel. Remember, last time they won the scenario, they rolled to see how they did on intel, and they just got a 1. Bum, 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 bum. Here's Ray lining up his shot on that guard over there. He didn't get to take it, but he can't be too disappointed. Let's find out what the intel result is. A roll of a 2 means that the mission succeeds, but few leads turn up. Gain 1 intel on a D6 roll of 4 up. The score, remember, is 5-0. Hey, look at that! The government is good for something after all. What a surprise! Plot twist! They were able to pull off a successful mission. The score is now 1 intel to Ray, to 5 intel to Ron. They maintain the initiative, and they get to be the attackers on our next mission. I can't wait to discover what that mission's going to be, so I'm going to figure it out right now. That number 5 means it's going to be a raid. An enemy force has been found. Infiltrate and destroy them. The team has but one. Look at this great art. Isn't this book amazing? Talk about the joy of wargaming. We get to look at, oh man, this is a smoking hot broad, and she's dressed appropriately for the mission. How about that? The team has but one objective: destroy the enemy. The winner is the one who inflicts the most casualties on the opposition. The target is just go shoot them all. Oh, I got something fun planned for this one. Let's find out where it's going to take place. 5, in a local factory. Play on the factory board. I'm going to kind of tweak that a little bit. It's not going to be a factory. It's going to be very similar. I could show you the map that Guy Bowers recommends. He says, you know, use what you got. This is what the factory looks like for them. We kind of tweaked that a little bit for the last mission where we tried to make anime real and failed. So sorry. But here on the Pokemon mission, they were successful. We're going to use a construction site. Look at this. The Adventure Force. This was like $5, and look at all the terrain I get. And if you look at this, it's almost it's in great scale. I mean, this stuff is pretty big, but it's not like crazy big, right? I mean, it's I don't know. Maybe it's a little out of scale, but I don't care because we're going to do our next mission at the construction site. Till next time, I'm praying for you.